All right, this edition of One Play Wednesday is going to be a look at Marcus Williams' interception, the third interception of the game for the Baltimore Ravens against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, all three of them came at the expense of Mitch Trubisky, who had some success throwing the football. Don't get me wrong, he had some success throwing the football against zone, against man. This is an example of man here. This is Marcus Williams playing free safety. I'm not sure that these routes really put him in conflict at all, to be honest with you. I feel like the Ravens did a pretty good job of scheming the coverage here. We can second guess, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators sometimes, but there's no route. It's not like this is, like a sail or Yankee or over, whatever concept, whatever the hell you want to call it, that's going to put Marcus Williams in some kind of conflict, give him a choice. He's just back here reading the quarterback in between the hashes, and you'll get the end zone angle here in a moment. And as Trubisky is pulling the pin on the grenade, it's not like there's any real pressure in his face. Eventually there's going to be pressure. He's got a guy that looks like he's getting ready to win right now for the Ravens. Marcus Williams is able to break on it. Humphrey's been a little physical with the route. Could have probably been a little bit better thrown, but I suspect that Humphrey's making contact with Johnson somewhere around the 15 or so. Actually, it's a little sooner than that. Right here kind of impedes Johnson's ability to get underneath that ball. It certainly looks really overthrown. I suspect that the contact between Humphrey influenced Johnson and impeded him from being able to run in a normal manner. And then a great catch by Marcus Williams, whose feet were apparently still in play here, which caused it to be a touchback. I know a lot of us were worried that it could be a safety because he ran out of the end zone. I guess it's because his momentum is carrying him into the end zone. So thankfully, that's one of the NFL rules that makes sense, right? All right, let's look at the same play from the end zone angle. If you're unfamiliar with One Play Wednesday, it's just me trying to take a look at one play. Sometimes Ravens games, sometimes other games. Strong throw by Trubisky from the standpoint of it's caught on the 2, and he originally lets go of it back here on the other side of the 50. I think definitely man. You got man here. Looks like Clark is man on the tight end. So pro slot is the formation. Hamilton coming across the screen, across the field, running with the receiver. Tight end staying in the block, so there's no real work for Clark, and he helps take over that slot. We'll go back to the all-22 so you can see it. Great catch. We don't really get a fantastic view of Humphrey making contact, but we could tell from the all-22 that he certainly did impede Johnson. Sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't. Let's go back to the all-22 just so you can see the formation. I call it pro slot, so pro meaning tight end Z to one side, and then slot meaning a slot receiver, and the X to the opposite side. Clark is going to walk up, and he's responsible for the tight end. As this receiver goes across, you'll see Hamilton and Clark go with him because Clark has identified that his tight end is not releasing out in a route. So he's just going to let him go and then go help out with the slot and run out into the flats. So essentially turns into a 3-receiver route because you got the tight end and the running back both blocking versus man free. Roquan Smith has nobody to guard in the middle. Let me know what you guys think of the concept. Again, One Play Wednesday, just me looking at one play from certain games and talking about how it worked out, certain reads, coverages that they were playing. Dafe always a little slow getting off here because he's got the slot going away from him, so he's not sure, what exactly concept it is. It's definitely a pass pro. Hamilton running across 4-man rush with Queen going late, so making it 5, which the Ravens do a lot of, and that's the guy that would possibly get some pressure if Trubisky doesn't let go of the ball as well as JPP. Man free bringing 5, so no low hole dropper. Certainly beneficial for the Ravens in this situation. Mitch Trubisky, I think, was pretty accurate for large portions of the game. Unfortunately, when he was inaccurate, he tended to throw the ball to the Ravens. In this case, Marcus Williams just having a lot of range and awareness, recognizing the route concepts. As soon as that slot disappears from that side, it's only one receiver route to his right, the right-hand side of the screen from the end zone angle. Same thing to the other side. The tight end stayed into block, so it's a one receiver route from both sides of the formation. You're really not going to fool Marcus Williams in my opinion, even in his first game back from injury, when you don't give him any more routes to deal with, when you don't give him anything else that's eye candy or any actual concept. Let me know what you think of my breakdown of this play. If you think I missed any elements of Marcus Williams' interception, the Ravens' third interception, like I said earlier, of Mitch Trubisky, and if you enjoy the types of videos that I put out for One Play Wednesday.